Hello, I'm Zorica Markotic, and today on People in Perspective, I'm here with my guest, Zorica, who is my mom. So tell me, do you know about that story where your parents immigrated from Croatia to the USA?
Yes, I'm a middle child of immigrant parents. My parents are from Herzegovina, and they went from Herzegovina into Germany, and then from Germany they went into Chicago, which they settled into Chicago with just a very few items, just a few knives and forks and plates, and that's all what they had. And my sister was born and raised out there. My mom was 4 months pregnant with me. And I was born and raised in Chicago on the south side, and we lived in Chicago for about 5 years. We started out in a small apartment, then we moved our way up till my father found work. He worked as a janitor, and he worked really hard to put food on the table. And I went to school out there on the south side for about maybe 2-3 years. And then when we saved enough money, we actually went into the suburbs. We got a better place, and we went to the suburbs, and we lived in the suburbs for the rest of the remaining time of my life. And we worked hard, and they worked hard, and my parents hardly knew any English whatsoever, but they learned English along the way. And like I said, we just kind of moved from a better place to a better place, and that's about it.
So about that, have they ever went into like more detail, like who they met on their journey to the USA, or?
Well, they didn't really meet anybody on their journey. There was a lot of people, because in Bosnia Herzegovina, it was a very poor country. And there wasn't much jobs or much opportunity back in the 60s. And like I said, a lot of people from that area immigrated into the United States. Chicago, Cleveland, New York, California, wherever there was room, that's actually where they went to immigrate.
So about that, how did they get enough money to board an airplane to the USA?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't born yet, but I'm sure they saved up, and they just made their journey here because they're oh yeah. My father worked in Germany for like a little bit and got enough money to get the plane tickets, and then that's how we got the money, and that's how we came to Chicago.
How did they get their green card back then?
I don't know about that one. Yeah.
So how were like the suburbs back in?
Well, like I said, I was actually little, but we grew up on the kind of the poor part of the south side of Chicago, but as soon as my father got the money, and he did my mother worked for a year in the Solo Cup factory on the south side of Chicago, and after we got enough money, we actually moved up into a better area.
Wow. So let's go into another topic. How was school, like college?
Well, I did my usual. I graduated 8th grade. I graduated high school, and then I went 2 years to Triton College. And at that time, when I finished high school, I didn't know what I really wanted to do with my life. So I actually decided to work full time because Mom and Dad said that you can't be a bum. You have to get a job, a full-time job, if you're not gonna finish college. So I got a full-time job. Since I didn't have no degree, I actually had to work retail jobs. I worked so many different retail stores, and at the end, I pretty much went to to run the bed and breakfast place in Herzegovina. So I ran that for a couple of years, and then I met your daddy there too. So that's how everything got started there.
Mm-hmm. So my last topic I want to share with you is your breast cancer story.
Okay.
From the very beginning.
All right. It runs in the family. My mom had it. She got it also, and she detected it on time. And then my sister also had it. And at the age of 40, I started doing mammograms because we were a high risk. I was a high risk. So I started doing mammograms, and I was good for 10 years, and then they detected 2 small areas, and then she said not to worry, it's stage 1 and stage 2. So that's a very very beginning. So they detected it, and after that I had surgery. I had a mastectomy, and then it was a very bad recovery, but I survived. And I do yearly mammograms, and I think it's very important that everybody does yearly mammograms. If it runs in the family or not, it doesn't matter. It's always, cancer is very dangerous, and it's very, if it's detected on time, you can always save yourself.
So what's your final message to all the women out there about your strong recovery?
I recommend that every woman, no matter if it runs in the family or not, to do mammograms. I've actually known people who are scared to death to do them, but it's a lifesaver. I just can't strongly tell people how much it saved my life, it saved my sister's, it saved my mom's life, and all 3 of us are actually breast cancer survivors, and like I said, we detected it on time. Every disease can be actually, if you detect stuff on time, everything can be cured, everything can be controlled. But if you think that it's not going to happen to you, that's just wrong. That's not true. I never thought that I would get it either, but I did.
Well, I'm very glad that you have survived, and everyone else in your family. Well, thank you, Zorica, for joining me on the program today.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah. I'm Riverside Markotic, and thanks for watching People in Perspective.